Some people expect happiness to arrive like fireworks, bright, loud, unforgettable. But for most of us, happiness doesn't shout, it whispers. It doesn't come running through the door. It slips quietly into a moment when we're not looking. Like the way sunlight slowly fills a room in the morning, or the warm feeling of clean sheets after a long day. It's in the first sip of coffee when no one else is awake, or in the gentle laughter you share with someone who understands your silence. For a long time, I thought happiness had to be big to be real, that I had to achieve something grand, become someone better, be loved loudly. I waited for applause, for perfect days, for dreams to finally come true. But what I found instead was this: happiness is often small. It's not something you chase, it's something you notice. One evening, I sat alone in my kitchen. It was quiet. The dishes were done. The window was open. A soft breeze came through the curtain. I had nothing planned, no one waiting on me, no big goal to reach. And yet, in that stillness, I felt okay. Not excited, not proud, not overjoyed, just okay. And somehow, that was enough. That moment taught me something. Happiness doesn't have to be dramatic to be real. It doesn't have to come with a soundtrack or a spotlight. It can be as quiet as breathing, as soft as being okay with where you are. We often miss happiness because we expect it to look like a celebration. But real happiness looks like presence. It looks like being here, now fully, with no rush to fix, no need to compare, no longing for more. Sometimes, happiness is saying, I'm tired, but I'm still grateful. I didn't get everything done, but I tried my best. I don't know what tomorrow brings, but today I'm all right. This kind of happiness doesn't fade easily, because it's not built on circumstances. It's built on attention. It lives in the pauses, in the in-between, in the quiet corners of your life. So if you've been waiting for happiness to crash into your world, try this instead. Look at your ordinary morning, your half-finished book, the way your pet follows you from room to room, the way your favorite song makes you hum without knowing. Happiness isn't loud, but if you slow down and listen closely, you'll hear it calling your name, quietly, always there. We live in a world that teaches us to chase more. More success, more praise, more beauty, more love, more everything. And we believe it because everyone else is chasing too. We scroll past perfect lives. We hear stories of sudden wealth, dream, jobs, fairy tale love. And somewhere along the way, we begin to feel behind, as if happiness is a destination we haven't reached yet. So we make lists of what we think we need to be happy. A new apartment, a better relationship, a thinner body, a higher salary, a more exciting life. But the truth is, none of these are guarantees. They might bring comfort, even joy for a while. But the moment we link our happiness to them, we make it fragile. I used to think I needed to prove my worth, to always be improving, achieving, becoming. But that belief left me exhausted, because no matter what I reached, the goalpost moved again. There was always someone ahead of me, always a version of me I hadn't become yet. It made happiness feel like a reward I hadn't earned. But then something shifted. I met people who had less than me, but smiled more, who weren't successful by the world's standards, but felt deeply at peace, who weren't trying to be someone else. They were simply being. And I started to wonder, what if happiness isn't about getting more, but needing less? What if it's not about adding to our lives, but subtracting from our fears? What if we stopped chasing approval and started listening to ourselves? What if, instead of asking, "What do I need to fix?" we asked, "What if I'm already enough?" The world will keep selling you more, but you don't have to keep buying the lie, "You are not behind." You're just on a different path, one that values enoughness over endlessness. Let go of what you think you need, and you might find happiness has been waiting where you already are. Not every day will be special. Most of them won't. They won't come with grand events or life-changing news. They'll be quiet, repetitive, almost invisible. You'll wake up to the same view, make the same breakfast, check your phone, brush your teeth, put on the same clothes. And you might think, there's nothing to feel joyful about here. But that's where joy hides best, in the places we stop noticing. Joy is not always something you find. Sometimes it's something you choose. You choose to see beauty in the way your tea steams in the morning light. You choose to pause when a breeze touches your skin and say, "That feels nice." You choose to put on music while folding laundry, to smile at a stranger instead of just walking past, to say thank you when no one expects it. Some days you'll have to work harder for joy, because the sky is gray, or your heart is heavy, or you're just tired of being tired. And even then, there is a kind of quiet joy in not giving up, in showing up anyway, in cooking dinner for yourself because you matter even when no one else sees. Joy isn't loud. It doesn't demand attention. It arrives softly when you decide to welcome it, when you let go of perfect days and choose to make ordinary ones a little more alive. There is joy in clean sheets, in finding a forgotten snack in your bag, in hearing your favorite song when you least expect it, in laughing at something that only you find funny. Joy doesn't mean everything is fine. It means you're still open to light, even when the room is dim. So today, ask gently, what would bring me a little joy right now? And then do that small thing, without guilt, without needing it to change your life. Because choosing joy again and again, that is how you quietly change your life. We carry so much we don't talk about, the disappointments we never voiced, the expectations we failed to meet, the words that still echo long after they were spoken. Some of the weight isn't even ours. It was handed to us by family, by strangers, by society. You should be more successful. You should have figured it out by now. You should be different. We nod and we carry those shoulds like bricks in a bag, never questioning why we're so tired. But what if we stopped for a moment, not to fix ourselves, but just to rest? What if we looked inside the bag and asked, do I still need to carry this? Letting go doesn't always mean forgiveness or forgetting. Sometimes it means allowing yourself to stop bleeding from the same wound. It means saying, that hurt me. I don't want to hold it anymore. You're not weak. For setting something down, you're wise. You're not quitting. you're healing. Because carrying pain is not the same as processing it. And keeping everything together is not the same as being okay. Letting go might look like crying in the middle of the day, or saying no to something that used to feel important, or admitting, I'm not who I used to be, and maybe that's okay. Healing isn't a straight line. It's more like softening around the hard parts, making space where it once felt tight, breathing again where you once held your breath for too long. And when you let go, truly let go, you create space, not just in your calendar, but in your soul. Space for joy to come in, for peace to sit down beside you, for love to grow gently without pressure. You are allowed to stop carrying what's too heavy, even if no one else understands, even if it's been with you for years. Today, be kind enough to ask yourself, what can I let go of now? And when you find the answer, place it down gently and walk away a little lighter. Some people feel like sunlight. They don't ask you to shine brighter. They simply sit beside you and remind you that you already do. In a world full of noise, competition, and pressure, what we crave most is not more followers, more praise, or more attention. What we long for is someone who sees us clearly and stays. You don't need 1,000 friends. You need a few people who feel safe to your nervous system. People who don't make you question your worth, who don't need you to perform to be loved. The best relationships aren't the loudest. They're the ones that feel like a deep breath, where you don't have to explain yourself, where silence is comfortable and honesty isn't punished. Some people feel like walking barefoot on grass, simple, grounding, healing. They don't fix you, but you somehow feel more whole around them. And it's not about always agreeing or never hurting each other. It's about being willing to come back, to listen, to say, I care enough to understand. We grow when we feel safe, not judged, not compared, not belittled. True connection happens when someone says, I see the mess, and I'm still here. You deserve relationships that don't exhaust you, that don't make you question your voice or shrink your softness to survive. You deserve to be loved in your quietest state, not just when you're entertaining or impressive. If you've never had, let this be your permission to stop chasing people who make you doubt yourself, to stop proving your worth to those who won't see it, to protect your energy like it's sacred, because it is. And when you find those rare people who feel like home, hold them gently. Water those bonds with presence and care. Let them know they're safe with you too, because home isn't always a place. Sometimes it's the sound of someone saying, I'm not going anywhere, and meaning it. We are praised for being busy, rewarded for exhaustion, taught that worth is earned through hustle, through checking off lists, through pushing past our limits. But deep down, we feel it. This pace isn't peaceful. It's draining. It keeps you chasing, but never arriving. Some days, the bravest thing you can do is nothing extra, to rest without guilt, to sit with a cup of tea and not reach for your phone, to do one thing at a time, slowly, fully, with love. Doing less doesn't mean you're lazy. It means you're listening to your body, your heart, your breath. There is peace in choosing fewer things, but doing them well. There is grace in saying no even when it disappoints someone. There is strength in not rushing, in allowing your day to unfold like sunlight through curtains. You are not a machine. You are a living being meant to pause, to wonder, to stretch, to breathe. We think productivity will make us feel worthy, but often it's stillness that brings us home. The world might not understand your slowness, but you don't owe them speed. You owe yourself kindness. Let your life have blank spaces. Let there be moments of unplanned beauty, like watching the way shadows move across the floor, like standing at the window for no reason other than to just be. Doing less is not about giving up. It's about giving in to what truly matters, to what feels right, not just what looks right. This kind of peace doesn't shout for attention. It hums in the background. It becomes the rhythm of a life that no longer needs to be proven, only lived gently, fully, in your own quiet way. The world tells us to be tough, to build walls, stay sharp, move fast, speak louder, to protect ourselves by becoming hard, unshakable, untouchable. But there is another way, a quieter kind of power, one that doesn't shout or demand, but still transforms everything it touches. Softness, the ability to stay kind in an unkind world, to remain gentle when life feels rough, to feel deeply even when it hurts. Softness isn't weakness. It's strength that doesn't need to dominate. It's courage that doesn't perform. It's love that holds space, even when it's tired. When you are soft, you notice more. The way someone's voice trembles, the way the trees lean toward the sun, the way your own heart whispers what it needs. And yes, it can be painful, because softness means feeling fully, which means breaking. Sometimes, crying often, can carry more than is comfortable. But the world needs more of that, not less. It needs people who can sit with pain without numbing it, who can say, I don't have all the answers, but I'm here with you. To be soft is to stay open when it would be easier to shut down. It is to love again after being hurt, to trust again after being disappointed, to hope even when the past gives you every reason not to. You don't have to be louder to be heard. You don't have to be tougher to survive. You can move through the world softly and still change it. Your softness is your power, because it lets the light in, and it lets you give light to others. So, hold your gentleness close. Protect it, nurture it, let it grow. Because in a world that's always rushing, always shouting, softness will be what people remember most. The way you made them feel safe, seen, and human again. Not all happiness is real. Some of it is performance. A smile that hides the storm. A post that looks perfect but feels empty. We learn early how to fake joy. To say, I'm fine, when we're not. To chase moments that look good on the outside, even when they leave us feeling hollow on the inside. But there is a different kind of happiness. One that doesn't need an audience. One that shows up in quiet ways, like choosing peace over proving yourself. It's the kind of happiness that doesn't depend on how much you earn, or who likes you, or whether everything is going your way. It's the happiness of sitting with yourself and not needing to escape, of walking slowly, breathing deeply, and knowing, I don't have everything, but I have enough. This happiness isn't fragile. It doesn't break when plans fall apart, because it wasn't built on perfection. It was built on presence. It was built on moments when you chose rest over rush, truth over pleasing, softness over defense, yourself over the version of you others wanted. It's not always cheerful. Sometimes it's quiet and steady, like a low burning flame, the kind that warms you from the inside, even when no one's watching. And that kind of happiness you can trust, because it isn't borrowed from the outside world. It belongs to you. It grows with you. It stays. So if you're tired of chasing loud happiness, try coming home to the quiet kind. The kind that doesn't need to be earned, only remembered. You are allowed to be happy now, not when everything is perfect, not when you've fixed every flaw, but now exactly as you are. That's not settling. That's healing. That's choosing. A happiness that stays even when life doesn't go to plan. And that's the kind of happiness that will carry you softly, quietly, all the way through. Thank you for listening to Audiobook Healing. You can check out other videos on our channel.